To paraphrase yesterday's headline in a major newspaper, Oklahoma can avoid a statewide teacher walkout, but not if the legislature keeps messing around. Although there has been a flurry of activity this past week at 23rd and Lincoln related to various nebulous plans, the bottom line is that the legislature has gone home for a 3-day weekend with nothing on the table to prevent thousands of educators statewide from coming to the Capitol April 2nd to demand action. Our students are the real victims of the legislature's failure to properly fund education and state government's core services. While Oklahoma cut funding to public schools by over 28% in the last 10 years, our school class sizes have ballooned to impossible numbers. Our schools can't buy textbooks for every child. We've dropped not only fine arts, but world language classes. We've also dropped advanced placement courses. OEA has said that the legislature can't manage to come up with a funding plan to restore vital funding to schools and a significant pay raise for teachers and support professionals and public employees who provide services that are critical to the safety and well-being of children, then we will come up with one for them. Now's that time.
This revenue roadmap presents a real opportunity to reverse course this year and every year hereafter, because we all deserve better than the flawed plans that lawmakers have scrambled to reveal in the face of school closures and teacher walkouts. Our roadmap calls for many of the same revenue enhancements and tax changes that have emerged from various groups over the last year to fix Oklahoma's broken budget. We've taken pieces of the business community-led step-up plan. We took pieces from the Restore Oklahoma plan unveiled by House Democratic leaders and members last year. We took pieces of the Save Our State budget put together by a coalition of Oklahoma advocacy organizations worried about the future of this state, of which OEA was a founding member. In short, this plan asks everyone to play their part and pay their part, to give Oklahoma students a brighter future and all Oklahomans some hope that better days lie ahead. So you have copies of our roadmap. In it, there are income tax changes. Generally, that's what's known as Romney Light. It's been in several plans, and it's generally accepted as a way to the future. It is a more progressive income tax structure than we currently have. We're calling for a 5% GPT on oil and gas. That's 2.5 times what currently exists for the first 3 years. We're calling on ball and dice gaming. You'll see it has no revenue projected because the Tax Commission is not ready to make a projection on that, but we believe it's still a vital part of this plan. We're calling on a hotel and motel tax, alcohol taxes, which is simply moving the date from something that's already been enacted, which is 3.2 beer being covered by liquor taxes. We're calling for a 6-cent motor fuel tax on gasoline and diesel. Oklahoma is currently 48th in the nation in what we charge as a tax rate on gasoline and diesel fuel, and 40% of this is paid by out-of-state drivers who are driving on our roads. We're calling on a 2-year car tag. Instead of having to buy a car tag every year, every other year you'd have to buy a car tag, so it's a convenience for the taxpayer. We've got a fairness and equity plan on sales taxes. The mom and pop businesses on Main Street in towns all across Oklahoma are collecting sales taxes, while multi-billion-dollar corporations don't collect sales tax on things that are bought over the internet. We're talking about fairness for our Main Street businesses here. And we're asking for $1.50 per pack on cigarettes. This is not only a revenue-raising measure, but frankly, many of those people who are becoming addicted are our students. And this is dealing with that addiction rate, and we hope to cut it. And finally, we're calling on a wind tax of $20 million.
For years, Oklahoma teachers have not received a raise, and our funding has been cut below the bare minimum. We are behind our neighboring states in per pupil spending, even though many bright Oklahoma students compete on the national level in AP, ACT, and SAT scores. The other students merely do not have the tools to succeed. Textbooks are decades outdated. Many schools have gone to 4-day weeks just to make ends meet. Our number of emergency certified teachers has increased to nearly 2,000, and we are being forced to cut key classes out of our curriculum. If any teacher were to grade Oklahoma on its work right now, we would get an F. Oklahoma is at the bottom of the barrel, but we can do better. As I was sitting at the Capitol earlier this week, my eyes were open to new experiences, to say the least. However, I was able to reach one conclusion. We have a problem, and we can no longer let our legislators treat the future of Oklahoma as a pawn in their political games. I have great respect for our lawmakers, and because of this respect, I feel obligated to speak out and say that we all deserve better. Our legislators deserve for kind words to be thrown their way instead of abrasive retaliation. Our students deserve the funding they need to succeed. Our teachers deserve the pay raise that will keep them in the place they call home.
I'm categorized as a special needs student for my deafness. I need this pay raise because my teachers don't know how to help me. I need that connection between my teachers and I to thrive. I'm currently bouncing between an IEP and a 504, and my teachers are emergency certified subs. A pay raise could give my teachers training for more understanding and collaboration with special needs mainstream students. I am one of the only kids at Moore High School with hearing devices. If I have a question or need help, I have to go to countless lengths just to understand my teachers and peers. As of this moment, I have 2 emergency certified teachers along with a class with new subs every day. No student should learn like that. No student should ever have their education at stake because a school can't hire enough teachers. My learning makes it nearly impossible to learn from subs that are here one day and gone the next. Because of this frustration, I've gone to online school in geometry because my teacher quit. Geometry is a class that should be on the ACT, a class that I need to know. The mission statement of Moore High School vouches for the idea that it creates effective opportunities to achieve academic excellence. When I have to resort to online school because my teachers are quitting, that does not uphold the statement. This pay raise would better the quality of my education by better teacher training, increase the standards for substitute teachers, better school security, and an overall better atmosphere. I, as a student of Moore High School, stand here today to say that my education is being jeopardized, and the only way to fix it is to raise funding.